There is absolutely going to be a plan, and we are going to do something, whether it's a comprehensive fix or it's another Band-Aid type. We're going to put some money in from this source this year and continue to work on a long-term solution. I don't think infrastructure is the kind of problem that goes away in one bill. I think it's an ongoing process. You can't just let it go. It's not a top you can spin and walk away. It's going to be something we work on all the time. But now's the time to do some serious work on it, and we're going to take major steps in improving the infrastructure and taking care of the maintenance that we've ignored over the time.
We are disappointed that the leadership in both the House and the Senate and the governor have asked the court to relook at that decision when we know that we are grossly undereducating children in South Carolina. We've got to develop a new standard. We have to develop a new paradigm in South Carolina if we're going to ever move us forward.
The new speaker's plan to have 19 bills is really a good idea of saying we're not going to let you hijack the ethics bill by putting in a bunch of other things that will make the bill unpalatable. If you've got an issue, you've got to deal with it when that bill comes up. Of the 19, you have to deal with that one when it happens. And it gives everybody the ability to say, I didn't put that in the first bill that passed because I knew there was a second bill coming.
I think ethics is definite white noise. When you've got 19 bills in the House and one coming out in the Senate, and it's the first thing that we're going to address and most people don't care about it, I think it's definitely white noise. And I love the way you put that, because right now people are concerned about their children being educated, they're concerned about their jobs, they're concerned about their roads, and that is not addressed in ethics.
The question is it a critical issue to the operation of state government in South Carolina? I think it's critical in that the public needs to believe that we are doing everything we can to disclose conflicts, to be open and transparent, and that everyone here is trying to do the right thing, is trying to be ethical. So will the state suddenly be perfect when the bills pass and become law? No, but hopefully it will improve the public's trust in the government a little bit, so that we can get to doing the important stuff.
So there are a number of ways that anyone can address corruption. There are a number of ways that anyone can address misspending in a campaign account. But the bottom line is most people, and I can say this about Republicans and Democrats, simply do not come up here to be crooks. Most of the violations are technical violations. Most of the violations are somebody that doesn't know how to fill out an ethics report. I don't believe that someone should use ethics to stop people from running for office. And someone that intends to be a candidate, if they looked at the ethics forms and the laws that are coming, would shy away from doing it because it simply is not worth it. The House Democratic Caucus is concerned about preventing criminal domestic violence. At the end, when somebody's already been battered, it's too late to change the laws, and we don't believe that changing criminal laws are going to impact people and their behavior. We want to make sure that people can get access to counseling. We want to make sure that they have access to jobs, to health insurance, so that they don't have to stay in a bad relationship.
Just passing a law is not going to fix that. You're going to have to deal with it on a more holistic manner. When the folks end up in that conflict and they get into the criminal justice system or they get into the family court system, those services like anger management and relationship counseling and going to the church and getting services elsewhere, all those things play a part in stopping the increasing violence, the increasing abuse that happens. It starts with verbal, it becomes mental, then it very often shifts to physical, to the point that the police are involved. On occasion, you have opportunities to intervene before that.
Well, you do things like allowing people access to jobs. You allow them to expunge their criminal records so that they can go ahead and get a job and not worry about having to get their health insurance through their spouse. You do things like providing support so that if they're in a bad relationship and they want to get out of it, they don't have to wait a year to get divorced or 90 days even if they allege abuse. You do things that allow people on the front end to not be in bad relationships rather than simply concentrating and focusing on the back end where you're not fixing the problem. The problem has already occurred.